All right, welcome back and thank you for checking out another episode here on the McHugh Insurance Group YouTube channel. The topic I want to get into today is going to be quick, but it's extremely important, especially for business owners out there when it comes time to reviewing your insurance or renewing it. And I want to talk about last second renewals, 11th hour renewals. Any business owner watching this understands exactly what I'm talking about right now. It is one of the biggest issues that plagues business owners as it pertains to business insurance. And it is one of the shadiest games that just about every insurance agent out there plays. We're going to dig into it a little bit more as to the why behind it. But really what I'm referring to, right, if we're talking about your business insurance renewal, right, it's been 12 months since your policy was put in place or your last renewal. And let's say we're getting to be 60 to 30 days out from your renewal and you still haven't heard anything from your agent. Most agents are going to drag that renewal process out until the last week, maybe 2 weeks if you're lucky. And most of the time it's just by you getting a simple email saying, hey, here's your renewal policy and here's what the premium is. Most agents doing it without as much as even a phone call or a drop-in or a meeting nonetheless to stop out and go through the renewal and discuss any changes or any pricing differences or whatever it may be. It is one of the things that as an insurance agent is extremely annoying, right? Because when you go in and you have the opportunity to quote a business, you have no idea what you're comparing to until the last second. And that's partly why most agents go this route of waiting until the 11th hour, which we'll talk more about, right? But like I said, most business owners out there, right, the renewal process for the most part looks something like this. A week, 10 days, maybe 2 weeks before renewal, you'll get an email, maybe followed up by a phone call from your agent or more likely from a customer service rep, attaching your new renewal policies as well as your updated invoices. The problem comes when that renewal comes to you 10 days before your renewal date and either the renewal premium is totally out of whack and you've received a huge increase, or there were changes to your program that you don't know about. And so there's a handful of ways that this really is detrimental to business owners. The number one, like I mentioned, if you get that renewal 10 days before the expiration date of your current policy, at that point in time, if you're not happy with the renewal, you don't have enough time to go out, get alternative quotes, and hopefully have a chance to switch to a better program if possible. And as I mentioned, agents rely on that, which is why this has become such the norm, is you getting a renewal 7 to 10 days before your expiration date, because they know that if they don't get it to you until then, that you're not going to be able to switch. And then 9-10 months will go by before your next renewal, and you won't even think about it. And then the same process will happen over and over and over again. And then 5, 6, 7, 10 years pass by, and the next thing you know, after 10 consecutive 5 to 8% renewal increases, you're paying extremely more than you should be on your insurance program. That's number one. The second piece, as I mentioned earlier, is that insurance companies file different policies. They file amendments and different endorsements every single year. So if you have an agent who sends out your renewal without sitting down with you and having a discussion with you, how do you know that you may not have lost coverage or had an increased deductible without having to go through and sift through 300-400 pages by yourself and trying to figure out what the heck your entire policy is talking about? But again, if they get it to you at the last second, what other choice do you have? Your hands are tied. Okay? And understand, this is the most important thing when it comes to last minute renewals. Understand why your agent is doing it. It is because they want to force your hand to renew with them for another year, and so that they don't have to do their job and remarket your product. Because inevitably what happens is if you do bring somebody else in to quote and they come in with a better option than what you currently have after 5 years of not getting any other opinions, then you go back to your agent, they then shop it for you, they get you a similar or better rate, but they would have never done that without you forcing their hand. So pay attention to this. Next time your renewal comes up, between 30 and 60 days out from the actual effective date, you should be hearing from your agent with at least some sort of direction or what to expect for the renewal. Whether it's as simple as, hey, we're probably going to stick with where we're at, or I'm putting things out to the market now to see if we can't find alternative options. I'll get with you soon. At least some sort of indication. And the last piece I'll leave you with is this. This is, in my opinion, this is my practice, and this is what you as a business owner should expect when it comes to your renewal process. And don't expect an agent to do it on their own. Understand that you need to set these ground rules. But this is what your renewal process should look like. And I'll give you one of the biggest secrets that's out there now that nobody really knows about as far as business owners. Your agent, more likely than not, has your renewal in their hand 45 to 60 days before your actual renewal date. It really makes you wonder why you don't hear from them until a week or 2 weeks before the renewal. As I mentioned, it's because they don't want to have to do their job. They're going to rely on forcing your hand so they don't have to. But again, you should be holding your agent accountable to a process that looks something like this. 45 to 60 days before your renewal date, your agent should be in touch with you saying, hey, here's how the renewal came out. Here's how it looks. If it looks consistent with last year, then hey, we're going to kind of keep it where it's at. We're not going to switch just for the sake of switching. Or, hey, it came back, it's 8, 10, 12% increase. I'm going to go and remarket it for you. I will share with you a market analysis of where your program currently ranks with whatever else is out there. And you should have those numbers in hand no less than 2 weeks beforehand, assuming you got some sort of initial direction, preferably a month. If everything's going to be status quo, no worries. There's no huge rush so long as you know they did their job that year and looked into your renewal and compared it to whatever else was out there. But by business owners allowing agents to come in at the last second and then worse than that, reward them when they actually finally do their job and get a better program, is going to continue to hurt you and your business, going to continue to allow your agent to just sit back, cash in on your commissions without actually having to earn them. Okay? Listen, I'm going to share a link in the comments below to an ebook that I put together called Leveling the Playing Field. This is one of the biggest red flags that I address in it, but Leveling the Playing Field is a playbook for business owners in a way that they can go about managing and taking back control of the insurance buying process. That's it for today. Hopefully you found it valuable. Be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos.